Hello everybody, welcome back. My name's Orthodox, and Side Games is just killing it. We have banger banner after banger banner. And I thought I'd at least do my first impressions on these kits, kind of get a discussion going on what I think about them. I haven't looked at them just quite yet, so I'm looking at them for the first time with you guys. Going to hear my first impressions of the kits. Obviously you can see Mama Merc is up here on the screen looking very nice. So yeah, let's get right into it. Let's take a look, and we'll see what the kit's all about. So her first skill, and you can see Water Dagger, very nice. First skill, Raging Ocean, our shareable skill of cost 6. Deals damage to enemies directly ahead, inflicts Frostbite, raises the Dragon Gauge if it connects, very nice. If the user has a Team Strength amp, a more powerful version of this skill will be used. Okay. The damage on it so far looks somewhat okay. It's just pretty much going to be about 1600, a little under 1700 damage mods. It's okay. Skill energy required 2800 for a dagger. It's about average. Frostbite 21 seconds, pretty normal. Dragon energy gain 40, so it's about 4% gain. That's 1% less than Mim, so it's not bad, but you know, 6 cost, right? You can pair it with Mim's share. So if you have a Dragon Ramper on your team, you could actually put Raging Ocean and Mim's share together, and you're getting Frostbite application along with a Strength buff between the two, and then you also have good Dragon Gauge gain, right? That's 9 at a minimum. So we can look at the Strength amp variation. Now it's doing 4 hits of 600. This is a little bit better, right? Because now this is going to get you 2400 mods. Okay, so share cost is under 10,000. That's not bad. This is a little bit more than Yuden's share. So just for food for thought on that, it's a little more than Yuden's. Yuden's is 3% gain. This is now 5% gain, it looks like. Same Frostbite time, same damage. Yeah, overall pretty good. I think first impressions on this skill alone as a shared skill, use it with Mim. I mean, we have bosses that we can apply Frostbite to, right? And then she gets access to the Frostbite Punisher, shapeshifting out of Mars, then she can use her S1, and then she can use this share. And that's going to be, at minimum, if she has a team, well, if she has a team amp, right? You can do minimum 10% before any of your Dragon Haste is applied, which that's pretty nice. Yeah, that's pretty nice, and you're getting Frostbite application on it too, so you can get a little bit of Punisher out of it. So far so good. Second skill, Aquatic Ruin, deals damage to enemies directly ahead, grants user a Strength amp. If the user has already shapeshifted at least once, a more powerful version of this skill will be used. So similar to Mim's skill 2, right? How she gets an empowered skill 2. So that's pretty cool. Damage on it, 322 times 6, so again, a little bit under 2000 SP, I'm sorry, damage, right? That's not bad. 8000 SP is pretty high, but you are getting the Strength amp on it, right? So, you know, that's pretty nice. If you have shapeshifted, though, the damage is a lot better. That's almost 3000. So that's pretty darn good, and you're getting a Strength amp off of it. We can see here the max for this Strength amp is similar to what Miriam's was, in line with Miriam, right? So Team Amp max level 2. Obviously, with the Gala Elisan Spiral, right, you can use these together, and then you have access to Team Amp level 3. So it's pretty good there, too. I don't know if I'm entirely impressed with the skill cost. We're going to have to see how she fares. Obviously, we do have some really good dragons in water, right? You've got the bunny, which is going to reduce the cost of this by like 35%, which is going to bring it in line to 5000 SP, give or take, which is pretty respectable, right? It's pretty respectable then in terms of what she can do. So, standard co-ability for Dagger, crit rate. Chain co-ability, we have Water. Team Strength amp equals burn res plus 100%. Okay. If a team member is attuned to water, reduces their susceptibility to burning by 100% when they have a team strength amp. Wow. So, Cygames says, let's make Nihility, because we don't want Karina running rampant. And then they turn around and say, just kidding, Karina is a stun res unit, and we're going to give a unit that can give her burn res for free. So, that's pretty good. This is really good synergy with Gala Elisan, right? Gala Elisan has access to a strength amp in the team setting, as well as a shield. And now you're saying that we can get all of our stun res units to have burn res. Wow. Yeah, that's really good. I mean, on top of the flame res that you get from Gala Elisan, water's packing some really great utility. This is nuts. So yeah, this can only get better with time. Team Strength Amp is seemingly becoming more and more popular, so every kit that comes out, right, is going to further enable this strategy to be more and more reliable. Not to mention, any water unit could use this in the backline to just pick up 100% burn res. So they can get crit rate and burn res in their backline just for free. They don't even need to use the Worm Prince for it, so that's some nice freedom that you're getting. Crit rate's definitely also a nice co-ability to have. Alright, ability 1, Waterworm's Nature 2, reduces susceptibility to Bog by 100%. It's pretty amusing. It's kind of like Mim not getting burned. And adds 14% of the modifier applied to damage when in dragon form. Okay. When shape-shifting for the first time, user transforms into Mercury, regardless of what dragon they're equipped to. Traditional line. And the second time onward, they transition into High Mercury. Okay, so basically the same as Mim, almost to a T, just Mercury's iteration. Cool. Stun res 100%, to be expected, right? She has burn res in her chain co-ability, and funnily enough, she also has bog res, so technically she's our first triple res unit, I guess. I mean, the bog is kind of whatever, it's just kind of like a meme, but I'm sure people are going to bring her into Ciela and see what they can do. Be pretty amusing. Final ability here, Bubble Shield 2 grants the user's Sphere of Protection effect when they have a team amp or team strength amp. Sphere of Protection gradually recovers the user's HP and grants a 1-use shield that nullifies damage to 30% of the user's maximum HP. The shield can stack with ordinary shields. That's a nice little buff because remember we also have Gala Elisan giving a normal shield in there in the team's strategy, so they can stack. Spirit of Protection will not stack, meaning you can't stack with itself. Its effects are lost upon taking damage or if the user no longer has a team strength amp. And after Sphere of Protection has been lost, the ability will not activate again for 10 seconds. Okay, so there's a bit of a cooldown on there. I'd love to know how much the gradually recovers HP is. We don't know that at the time of this recording. But a 30% shield is pretty good for yeah. So she's definitely got that supportive team dagger feel. Kind of was hoping that she would be a staff and would have some kind of healing equals shapeshift prep mechanics, but this is definitely a cool kit that Cygames has decided to roll out. So, needless to say, I will definitely be pulling for her. That share skill alone is super awesome, and I want to try it out on Mim. Get the Frostbite application, get extra Dragon Gauge gain in there as well. And yeah, not much more to say. Team Strength Amp application as well as all of her interactions with it are pretty cool. So, would love to see what they do with their modifiers since she has the second time onward transformation of High Merc. Most likely this is going to be a better modifier than her initial transformation. So we'll probably see some kind of strategy where you're trying to sack the first dragon as fast as you can, similar to Mim in terms of transformation. But I definitely do also like this, having additional modifier applied to the dragon damage form. That's always a nice little bonus, especially since we have the new Elysium print. It's going to be nice. It's going to be really nice for her. So nice, a little extra set of Dragon Gauge, as well as you just have really good backlines for this character in water, right? You have Tiki, who has Dragon Haste in her Chainco ability, as well as standard attack damage, which will affect her Dragon autos. You also have Urias and Pipple, who have additional Dragon Haste in their co-abilities, as well as the Wand Chainco ability. And then you have multiple sword units, Eugene and Summer Saliera come to mind, that have Dragon Haste in their main co-ability, and then in their chain co-ability slot they have Dragon Claws. So definitely a lot of fun toys for Dragon shifting for Mercury. So I definitely can't pass this up. I really like the shape-shifting units, and we'll just have to see, you know. We'll just have to see. I mean, I got enough Wormite to spark, boys, so, you know, this is how it's going to be. Final thoughts on it? Man, as far as it stands with Mercury, they really just made a Gala unit and said, you know what, it's on the main pool. But our pool is so saturated that, you know, there's really no guarantee, right, after this rate up goes that you'll be able to pull for her. It would just have to be all random chance. Additionally, we haven't seen a Dream Summon in quite some time. And even if we do see a Dream Summon that comes relatively soon, maybe end of April, she most likely won't be on it. Usually the most recent standard banner doesn't get applied, so hopefully that's not the case, but you know me, I'm probably going to pull. So, alright, next unit we have Flame Axe, right? Rascal Ranzal is the name that I wish they would have chosen. I guess Child Ranzal will have to go with that's what it is. Pretty cool, he's got a baseball bat, right? And we saw his shareable skill, cost of 4, swing for the fences, deals damage to enemies directly ahead, inflicts Scorch Rend. That's nice. So another shareable skill, low cost, right? 4 is pretty workable. Inflicts Scorch Rend, so that's also good. Damage is pretty low actually, 1,015. 1 per hit, with a pretty high energy cost too, or SP cost. 3,000 is pretty high for an axe, so that's interesting. Skill share cost of 8,559. That's okay. For reference, right? It's about 1,000 less than Mercury's. Obviously, you're getting a lot less out of it. It does apply Scorch Rend, so I guess there's that. But I don't see this one being the most meta pick share off the top of my head from just seeing it as a basis. Yeah, I think if anything, it probably just for the animation is why you'd pick this one, right? To swing a baseball bat. So that's probably just more for fun. Or, you know, maybe if you need a unit to apply Scorch Rend more than what you have in your existing party, right? Cost of 4 usually makes it a little bit cheaper to unlock with your tomes. Let's see what else is in the kit to kind of pull this together. It's got Grand Slam as a skill 2. Grants the user a strength amp and immediately readies the swing for the fences skill for use. The next time the swing for the fences skill is used, it will deal critical damage. Okay, so it's a guaranteed crit. This crit hit will reset the user's inspiration level if the user is inspired. Okay, so skill energy required a little under 8,700.5 SP cost, right? That's not bad. And then same deal as Mama Mercury, right? We have Strength Amp, Team Amp Max level 2. So again, you'd need to have access to a Gala unit. Maybe down the line, Mim ends up getting a Strength Amp on her S1 on top of her normal Strength buff. You know, we never know. That's a long ways out though, right? As we don't have any roadmap or plan for a Flame Gala unit to have Team Strength Amp level 3 at the moment. But I do like the fact that this is dealing critical. We do have Halloween Mim in the backline potential for Flame, right? So you'd be able to get additional crit modifier on your S1 now because this is going to guarantee it and ready the skill. So yeah, there could be some shenanigans where maybe you're using Summer Cleo's skill along with Grand Slam, and you're just repeatedly readying this first skill. I don't know if that would be good though, only because axes typically don't have the fastest SP generation. They're usually one of the slowest. But I do like the fact that it re-readies his skill 1, kind of give you that little extra on the swing, right? Because now you have this combo where with a energy cost of 3,230 for his S1, you can ready his S1, and then half of his S2 is ready. So by the time you use your second S1, Ranzal's S2 should be ready, which means then you can use his S2 and then reuse his S1 again. So every other S1 you can use twice because of his S2. So that's kind of a nice little little bump in his damage, right? Nice little bump for his burst. Things for like Blood Moon, for example. It's kind of really the only thing we have at the moment, but maybe there's a mechanic in Dominion that requires you to have a lot of focused DPS. This could be good. For the time being, though, you know, it seems more fun than meta of the pick, right? Because he's got a baseball bat, so that's kind of just a fun little animation there. So let's see what else is in the co-abilities to continue to tie his kit together. Standard Axe co-ability, so defense 15%. And we have a new chain co-ability. Okay, so it's Flame Team Strength Amp equals Strength plus 8%. So, if a team member is attuned to Flame, increase their Strength by 8% when they have a Team Strength Amp. Okay, so literally just a free extra 8% on top of the Team Strength Amp. That's kind of cool. Pretty easy to come by. I mean, in the future it will be, right? As of right now, you're kind of just dependent on him for Flame, right, to do this, but you could easily see this just being free strength down the line. Which, okay, you know, I'll take 8%, right? 8% is pretty good in terms of how it operates. Not the best, but, you know, it's free if that's the case. Usually there isn't a whole lot of damage association in chain co-abilities, so yeah. Not too bad here. To finish up his kit, we have Power Hitter 2. Adds 40% to the modifier applied to critical damage, but prevents users' critical rate from being increased by more than 10%. This limit does not affect crit hits dealt due to being inspired. Also, it grants the user a strength amp with a max team amp of level 2 when Swing for the Fences deals critical damage. Wow. After activating this ability, will not activate for 1 second. So that's a lot to unpack. Let's kind of go back up and make sure I have all this correct line by line. So you're getting 40% modifier to your crit damage automatically. Pretty good. The drawback being you can't have any more than 10% crit rate. So either Flurry crit or Dagger co-ability, and then you're done. That's just your crit rate. Or I guess you're using, yeah, I don't think Kung Fu Masters would be worth it in the 5-star slot then, because you'd be losing out on a 5-star print. So probably Flurry or Dagger crit, right? So it doesn't affect your inspiration, which obviously, you know, okay. And you're guaranteed a crit on your S1 after every S2, right? So that's every third S1, or every technically 2 S1s, right? Because you get the reset. And you get a strength amp every time you crit on your S1. So what that means is, if I go back and look at his kit, his S2 gives you a strength amp, right? And then it readies your S1, which will guarantee a crit, which gives you another strength amp. So you can get 2 strength amps off of your S2 from this ability. And then you'd only need 1 more S2 rotation to get your team strength amp. That's not bad. That's pretty cool, actually. That looks like a fun little rotation, like a fun little loop to play. I always like those kits that have skills that ready the other skill. Kind of allows for some creative weaving in your kit, so I definitely like that. Stun res, 100%, right? It's pretty common. It's decent overall for Flame, you know. Sleep and stun are about the same relevance in terms of current endgame content, so either one is fine. And strength amp equals attack rate +8. I like it. So I like the fact that there's attack rate bonus for Axe, because Axe again is very slow. This definitely will help him gain SP just a little bit faster. Also allows him to attack with his standard attacks more, right? So that's going to give him a good pairing with Gala Laxi, who, as you can see here, is the other previous Gala unit in the backline. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, she's also on rate up for the banner if you haven't pulled her, and of course, you know, you'd be able to get the standard attack damage modifier from her backline. Overall, how do I feel about this kit? It looks fun. I don't know how good it will be, right? I mean, I was thinking initially if he had Team Strength Amp, then you could stick Horus on him, considering there was critical damage being applied, but due to the fact that he has this preventing critical rate from being increased by more than 10%, you'd lose out on 50% crit from Horus, so that's probably not worthwhile. If anything, Mars with him would be nuts, because, again, you get that full rotation, right? I mean, if you actually ran Summer Cleo Share with the Agito weapon, right, and everything, you could S1, right, and then you could do Summer Cleo, S1 again, and then you could do Grand Slam, and then you could S1 again, out of rotation. So you're getting like 3 S1 chances to crit, right? And you're guaranteeing at least one of these is going to crit in the rotation. And then you're getting a strength amp off of that S2. So at minimum, in that rotation, you're going to get, you know, level 2 strength amp. Just from coming out of shift with Mars. And then Mars also gives the strength buffs as well. So yeah, this kit looks really fun. Like heavy skill spam. Heavy skill spam. Yeah. You could probably get some really nutty crit modifier too, because 40% here, you got 30% from Halloween Mim. You know, there's a worm print, right, that has skill haste, has the bow affinity on it for crit damage. That might be something to look into when we have more worm prints for this character. You know, as we don't have the 7 slots yet, so yeah, overall, probably pretty fun. I definitely think that it's definitely not a must-need at this moment, but you know, if you're looking for a fun time and you like your skills resetting, this would definitely be a fun character to play. So yeah, and then finally, just kind of briefly touch on Galaxies because she is on the banner, right? We've already seen Galaxy in the past. You know, as far as her kit goes, right, she has the little pet that she summons Fig. So if you're unfamiliar with her, right, this is a Flame Dagger. Yeah, you know, she does burn. She has, you know, Eden mode, right, for the Fig. And this is kind of your main bread and butter if you're going to pick her up, giving standard attack damage in the back line. So that's kind of a nice factor of her, right? And then she has her crit rate and attack skill damage and all the stuff that she does based on standard attacking and building combo. So, yeah, overall, she's an okay Flame Gala. Probably not like a must pickup, but, you know, she does have a unique standard co-ability, so it's always nice to have more options if necessary. So I guess if you are going for, you know, Human Mercury, it's kind of cruel that they put a dagger on the banner along with her, because if the dagger drops and you do already have Gala Laxi, then you're going to be in a situation where you might dupe her, and you might be really upset. But if you don't have her and you don't have either, I mean, as a whole, this banner is pretty good. We must have something really good coming up for Gala for them to just drop this as the banner. So, final verdict for me in terms of first impressions, 100% yes on Human Mercury. I will pull for that. For Mr. Rascal Ranzal himself, the child, his kit looks fun, man. I mean, if I end up pulling him, I'd be pretty stoked about it. Axes overall are pretty fun too. But I don't think he's a must pull. I don't think he's the focus pull at this point. The Team Strength Amp addition for his kit is cute. It's nice, but at the current moment, it's not the main focus of Flame meta. We may see a change, right, when Dominion comes up, because as far as it stands, he may be an integral player for that with the amount of Team Strength Amp he can generate. But yeah, at the current moment, definitely not, you know, a must pull in my opinion. I think if anything, I would say he's in the nice to have category in terms of giving you more options for Strength Amp. Since this is the first one for Flame, right? This is the first Strength Amp for Flame. And then for Galaxy, you know, if you don't have her and you want to add her to your roster, go ahead. I think she's a good character. She has a lot of mechanical abilities with the delayed tap mechanic, right? She's a pseudo long-ranged character that can close the gap when she needs to. So, yeah, overall her playstyle is really fun. I don't think she's meta-breaking by any means, but she's reliable, and she has a unique standard co-ability, being standard attack damage. So the only other way we saw this was with Tiki, and Tiki is in a collab banner style, so you wouldn't be able to get this co-ability in any other facet if you missed Tiki. So that may be something for you to consider in terms of general gameplay. Additionally, the above hits 10 win res is kind of useful. I mean, this is just free defenses for we don't know what the Dominion Flame meta will look like, so this resistance may be useful to keep your team alive. So yeah, if anything, you know, her Spiral might be coming sooner rather than later, because we still don't have a Flame Spiral announced for the Gala and Trials of the Mighty, so this may be a sign that she is coming before Mim and Cerise, even though I would much rather see Cerise get a Spiral. But yeah, I think it does it. If anything, I'd say this is the first standard banner that I'm going to recommend pulling on. Normally, I would say don't pull on standard banners, but this banner looks great. So, yeah. Again, if you guys liked this first impressions with Orthodox style on the characters, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. If you haven't subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so. Be looking to put out some more content in the near future and get back on the grind of the podcast as well. Yeah, if you haven't also as well and you want to join in on the discussion, definitely join our Discord. Link is in the description below. Myself and Quintera are there, and we're always looking to have a good time. So thanks again so much, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.